Alright, so I just want to discuss this new age that we live in, right? Where everything's become digital and the ownership's kind of a tricky word. We don't know what we own anymore because everything's either behind a subscription or it's become digital. I remember a time when we were little and we used to actually physically own stuff, whether it's the PlayStation discs or even like the PC gaming discs that we used to own, and it was just so hard to get, and there was something very real about them. You could touch them, you could open the covers of the disc, and you would see some maps. Sometimes I'm talking about like GTA or Vice City to be exact. I remember the first time we got that PC disc for the game. It came with this like little map. It had so many just different products that came in that little package that made us more connected and more attached to that game because it was something physical. And we used to pass it around the village. Like where I come from, we didn't have the privilege to be able to afford these things. So even if one person in the village had it, we'd share it to everyone else in the village so they could experience the same product. And that thing is becoming kind of a thing of the past now, because these days everything's just digitalized and there's no more ownership of things. So recently PlayStation has stopped selling digital copies of their games. Now for me, it doesn't matter that much because mostly, let's be honest, we all just own our things digitally anyway. No one goes to the store to buy the physical copies. Yeah, there's still some people, but majority of us are just downloading it and then using it and just moving on. That's the new future we live in. So this is kind of like a parody of what they've said. This is not the real tweet by PlayStation, but this is a parody of what they have said. So basically they're taking a new direction in 2028 with no physical media, right? PlayStation will continue to take away your content and make you rent it. If you like our direction going forward, if you don't like our direction going forward, please game elsewhere. So yeah, a lot of people were upset about this, that why can't we own things physically anymore? And I also watched this video a while back of a YouTuber I usually watch, not usually, but he's one of my OG GTA Online YouTubers, and he was saying like, yeah man, like you can download these games digitally, but also think about the storage on the PlayStations. I think the one I have is like 1 terabyte, but moving forward 1 terabyte is not much. You can only like maybe save 4 or 5 huge games and then it maxes out. And then eventually PlayStation could be like, hey look, you need more storage? We've got a subscription just for you. Rent that extra terabyte for $5.99. Everything's gonna be sweet. You'll love that extra space. And if that's not enough, we've got another subscription for $15.99 for 2 terabyte, just to make your life easier. So there's no end to this. It can go on and on and on. And I don't really think that there isn't much that we could do about it, because that's just the direction all of these big major companies and corporations are going towards. Everything's becoming a subscription, and ownership the lines are kind of blurry between ownership and using a product or a service. Let's talk about music for a second. Like I remember coming up, we had these MP3 players, like these little MP3 players would go online to this like shady ass website. I mean, it wasn't the best of the quality, but we had like just these shady ass websites we'd go on, and we'd we just download these songs and we put them onto our MP3. We didn't even own a computer when we were little, like, so we had to go to this guy in the village who only had computer in the entire village, or like in the whole fucking area. He was the only guy with a computer. But we used to pay him like a few dollars, and then he'd put the songs on the MP3 for us. So that's how the things were, but at least we owned those songs on that MP3. We could listen to them back and forth. There was no extra cost. It was just hours forever until the MP3 broke down or something's happened, right? Even CDs, like where I come from a little village in Punjab, India, and CDs were not a thing because no one had the money to go pay for CDs. Like maybe before my time, CDs were a thing, but during my time, like, yeah, we could not afford CDs, and CDs were not a big thing in terms of music for us. But we had these like digital MP3s. That was our go-to to listen to music. And we had these like wired headphones, and me and my homies used to just share like a headphone each and listen to music. And then eventually we evolved from there to these like Nokia phones. I don't know what setup they had, but it was like a little Nokia phone, and you could access the internet on that phone. So we used to download songs through the phone itself, which means that MP3s became irrelevant. It was a thing of the past. But even then, ownership was a real thing until I moved overseas in 2010s, let's say. And then over here, it was a whole different system. Like, I think it was just the starting of subscription services like Spotify, for example. Spotify was big here, huge. Everyone was using Spotify, $15.99 a month. You get all the songs in the world. So things do evolve. But when you actually sit down and talk about the ownership, who owns that music? Is it you or is it Spotify? And you kind of like, I'm talking about, from my perspective, I feel like you lose the touch with the music, because when you have hundreds and thousands and millions of songs at your disposal, it's all just a quick grab. But anyway, let's stick to the topic of this. So yeah, like, everything's becoming digitalized and ownership is kind of blurry, right? So like this tweet right here sums it up perfectly. They removed CDs and DVDs drives from devices, which means that to even buy a CD to run it on my laptop, it's a fucking mission, because I have to buy the CD first. I have to go spend hundreds of dollars to get a CD drive to run that CD. So who the fuck's gonna bother with that, right? And then we move on. They made physical media harder to buy and use. Yeah, so like, who do you know who goes to the stores and buys a CD? I might, like, for music or for movies. I know a few people, but not everyone I know is gonna go that route. They removed expandable storages from phones. Our phones come with like limited storage. Whatever you buy, you get 128, or you get 500, or you get a terabyte. And then after that, if you need more, yeah, there's some subscriptions for that. Like, for example, iCloud Plus. What is that? Like $2 a month? Yeah, it's not much, but still, it's a subscription. They pushed us into streaming subscriptions. Yeah, subscription, like I said, we already know what this is. They made millions online. They made always online normal. Yes. Here's another thing. Because if you have Spotify, yes, you can download some songs, but most of us never do, because we are always online, which means you always need an internet access. They made unlimited internet necessary. Yes, you need unlimited internet necessary, especially in this day and age. Everything we do, majority of the things, 99% of the things we do on our devices, it's connected to the internet, so you always need internet. Think about a scenario for a day the internet shuts down. Like, your whole life just stops. You can't access banking, you can't entertain yourself, you can't even play some of these games, bro, because they're all online. And also, I believe that if the internet shuts down for a few days, most of these businesses will also shut down. Think YouTube, think all these streamers, the big streamers online. They have to keep pumping out content to be able to stay relevant and to be able to make money. If the internet stops, their cash just fucking, it slows or it stops entirely. They're slowly raising the price of everything. We all know what this is. Every subscription, think 10 years ago, everything started off with let's say $5.99. The same service now is at $15.99. It's not like it's physical stuff where the cost has gone up to produce that. Like Spotify, for example. Like, what's the reason for you to put the prices up? Why? Because, like, what's the reason? It's still the same old service. Same old services, everything's the same, and you're getting the same products or the same benefits from Spotify that you were getting 10 years ago. So nothing's really changed in terms of receiving, but what's changed is that you have to pay more for the exact same services, and there's no clear understanding of why pay more. Ownership quietly became renting, basically, because you don't physically own anything. And here's another thing. 2026 is officially the year we stopped owning anything, and it's an economic nightmare. We are being bled to death by 1,000 micro subscriptions. You don't own any movies, you don't own your music, you don't own any softwares, and even the car companies are charging monthly fees just to use the heated seats, which you've already bought. You've already bought a car, it's brand new, you probably paid $200K for that shit. Now sorry, if you want to run the heating seats, you gotta pay that extra $50 a month. Well sorry, the heating seats for you. We aren't paying for convenience anymore. We are paying a permanent rent just to exist. That's also true in some countries, especially in this country here. You pay rent, which means you don't own the house you live in. You pay the supermarkets because you don't grow any food, and you pay fuel because, you all have to pay fuel unless your dad's like a fucking Arab or like a sheikh with your own oil company. So basically everything is a rent. Every subscription is a rent because you're renting that service. You're not owning anything. The truth is, modern capitalism has turned us into perpetual renters of our own lives, and we are working 40 hours a week just to keep our digital subscriptions from expiring. I think that sums it up pretty good. But I just miss the old feel, like the nostalgia of when I was a kid and we had physical things in our hands and we used to actually be able to relate to those things. I've also noticed that the lifespan of things is not as high anymore, or it's not as long anymore. Things come and go really, really quickly these days. Back in the day, if something came out, it had a longer lifespan. People enjoyed that thing more, whether it's games, movies, or even music. Don't even talk about music these days. I think there's about like 1 billion songs getting uploaded to these services every day. We don't know who these people are. Everyone with a fucking laptop is making a song these days. I'm not against it. I'm just saying that, like, come on, bro. I don't even think we have that much time in this lifetime to be able to get through all the recorded songs and movies and all the other forms of entertainment. So yeah, it's a big fucking joke to me, man. I just miss the simpler times when I had 1 or 2 games which I bought legally or illegally. That's a different story, because given the system I was living in back home, it's an entirely different system. But I just felt like I was able to enjoy these things a little more, and then I didn't have to worry about constantly keeping up with all this extra bullshits, just services, fucking monthly packages, weekly bonuses, all that extra bullshit, man. I know some of you have also blown hundreds and thousands of dollars on a video game. It's just the world we live in, I guess. But I just miss the simpler times, man. I just miss the simpler times when things were not as expensive and I was able to enjoy things for a long period of time. These days, like most of the time, I'm not even excited for the new shit that's coming out. Well, it comes and it goes. Only a few things stick. I think the only thing I'm looking forward to is like probably GTA 6, but even I know that even that's gonna have some fucking endless subscriptions on top of that. Like, I'll give you that Rockstar makes one of the best living and breathing worlds digitally, but they also are very smart at how to monetize it, right? By the end, I think it's a normal average consumer that gets fucked. I'll leave it at that.